Okay, we are starting a new show. Today is October 13, 2023. It's 11:50 a.m. At the time of this recording. First, I'm gonna take you to the spreadsheet that I use to keep track of the game. As you can see, this is a formulated spreadsheet with the hands. We see here P is one or player, B bunker or -1, and T equals 0, also identified with a yellow color. I have here the number of hands that we're playing in the game, the number of bankers, and the number of players, and the number of ties. The name of the game is Baccarat, and also keep track of the first card. You will find it here. I show here the way that we used to keep track of the game back in the day when we didn't have those computer screens at every table. Um, we used to keep track with like every two hands, one, two, or every three, one, two, three, every four, one, two, three, four, five, five, six, sometimes up to seven. I use more every eight, every nine, every 10, every 11. Just, just to use this space, added additional strategies that people use. So feel free to create your own strategies. You can use these and see if there are any patterns that you can follow. I will clear this data here that I use just to be able to create the strategies. So I delete and I start a new game. If you look at the entire spreadsheet, it went clear in regards to the hands. The total hands went to zero, banker zero, player zero, tie zero. So we're gonna start the game. First of all, I'm gonna burn the card. Um, I'm gonna burn the card. Um, I already shuffle the A deck. I have that A deck on the right hand, and also have the discard tray also on the right hand. Usually the discard card is on the other side of the two, but for convenience here, I'm gonna use it on the right side. I'm playing on the no on the dealer side, that is on the other side of the table. I'm a player, never been a dealer, so I like to see the game in front because I still go to the casino. I still play at the casinos. Here, the burn card is a seven of spades. So I need to burn seven cards. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. I burn seven cards for a total of eight, and it's the seven of spades. So I identify seven and spades with a number with the letter S. This is the first. This is the bar card. Now we're gonna start. First card for player. First card for banker. Second card for player. Second card for banker. I got a four and a two. I need to hit the player, and I have a national knife for player, and I need to hit this banker. I have a six. That's a natural eight. I have a national knife. Excuse me. I have a nine for player and eight for banker. And if you look at here, total hands one, banker zero, player one, tie zero. If we look at every two, every three, the first hand is a player. So automatically the spreadsheet it fills the information on the entire shoe. So we go to the next hand. The next hand we have first card for player, first card for banker, second card for player, second card for banker. I have a 3 and a 1. I need to hit both of uh, player and banker. I have a 0. That means that the player remains 3. And I have a third card for the banker. I have a 9. 1 plus 9, that make it a 0. So 3 player and 0 banker. So this is another player hand. You look at here is the who wins between player and banker. Who wins? Again, one is player or blue. Banker is -1 or red. I use numbers. I use these two numbers because I can do math with this. At the end of the shoe, or when I have several shoes, I can use math. I can add, subtract, those kind of things. Again here, total of hands now 2, banker 0, players 2, 0 ties so far. Here 1, 2, and on this one every 3, 1, 2. But next hand, okay, I pick up this. I already recorded the data on the game. I start using this system, or the motivation for me to show this my spreadsheet is because I used to go to the casinos and play, and but I like to study the game. I like to see what patterns we can follow, and I created my own strategies. I have won, I have lost, like everybody else. But one of the things that I used to do is to go to the casino to just collect the data, standing in front of those tables and collect the data, and go to the house and start plugging those numbers or that data into a spreadsheet. So I start doing that, and now I do it at home. So I like to share what I have found, and also for you to be able to check your own strategies. So check your own strategies, see how they work, if they work, how long they work for, what ideas you have to improve those strategies. Use this data for your convenience. Okay, the next hand is. Um, First card for player, first card for banker, second card for player, second card for banker. I have a natural knife for banker. I have a 0 for player and natural knife for banker. You see here, it becomes red. You have a -1. That's a and red. That's a banker. Total hands 3, bankers 1, players 2 hands, and 0 ties. So 1, 2, 3, and every 3 I have 1, 2, 3. Okay, 0, 9. We go to the next hand. The system that I'm using, I can only record 30-minute videos for an entire show. I need to create two videos and then put them together. I need to edit them. I'm not a tech savvy. I'm still learning how to be able to put this in a video. This is my first video today, October 13, 2023. Um, but it will be a learning curve. But we will work on that. And we will improve with time. I have a 0 and an 8 that make it an 8 for player, and because it's an 8 I don't hit my 4 on banker, so it's 8 player, 4 banker, and this is another player. Total of hands 4, bankers 1, players 3, 0 ties. Next hand. First card for player, first card for banker, second card for player, second card for banker. I have a 5 and a 6. I need to hit the player with the third card, and it depends on the third card on the player. I know if I need to hit banker. So I got a 6. That's a total of 1 for player, and a 6. I hit a banker 6 if I get a 6 or 7, because I have a 6 on the third card for player. I need to hit my 6 on banker, and I have an 8. So I have one for player, total for one for player, and four for banker. That's a banker. That's a banker hand. 9 plus 5. That's a 4 or 14. That makes it a 4. So now I have banker. Now I have two total of two bankers, three players, 5 hands total. And here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The same here every three. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Next hand. Bank for player, bank for banker, second card for player, second card for banker. I have a natural A for banker. So four player, natural A for banker. That's another banker. We see here the total. And these numbers keep moving. And this the spreadsheet continues to be filled up automatically. It's already formulated. We can create formulas. We can keep track of the games. My original name of the channel is Baccarat Lovers. I'm looking to see how we can add the Baccarat research because it's a research. There is a science of this game. It's not. I like Baccarat because it's more of a 50-50 chances to win. Either you play player or banker. There is a saying that the banker has an edge over player, but it's a small percentage. But if you create your own strategies, you will see that you can have more chances because you can choose. It's not only playing on the player side, but also on the banker side. In some of the rules of the game, they call the dealer. When you call as when you play the banker, it's like you are playing as a dealer, but you have the option to play banker or player. That's a beautiful thing. So on this one, this hand I have a 7 for player and a 0. I need to get the third card for banker, and the third card for banker is a 6. So I have a 7 for player and a 6 for banker. That makes it a 7 hands, 3 bankers, 4 players. Next hand. First card for player, first card for banker, second card for player, second card for banker. I have a natural 9 for banker. So I have a 2 for player, natural 9 for banker. Now we have a total of 8 hands, 4 bankers, 4 players. Next hand, first card for player, first card for banker, second card for player, second card for banker. I have a 6 and a stand, and I have a 3 on the banker side. I need to hit the 3, and I have a 0, so it remains on 3. So 6 player, 3 banker. Next hand, first card for player, first card for banker, second card for player, second card for banker. I have a natural 9 on the player side and a 1 on the banker side. So 9, 1. And as the same way that I keep track of the game as I play going down. And on the right side, you will see the different strategies. You start to see here that at the every four start to show because the same way that I go down here, I start uncovering the other strategies that I have created on how you can keep track of those games. Now, many people don't keep track of those games because the casino or the casinos they give us a screen similar to this one that we can follow, so people don't take the time, or many people don't take the time to write the game down. So in my own observation is that's what the casino wants to show you, but you know I think that it's more efficient if you keep your own time cards, your own scorecards. Next hand, first card for player, first card for banker, second card for player, second card for banker. I have a 5 on the player side and a 0 on the banker side. I need to hit this player with the third card. I have a 4 that makes it a 9, and I have a 0 and the third card is an 8. So have 9 on the banker side and 8 on the banker side. Player, banker. 9 on the player side, 8 on the banker side. And next hand, first card for player, first card for banker, second card for player, second card for banker. I have a 0 and a 1. The third card for player is a 0, it remains on 0, and the 1, I have a 0, so it remains 1. So 0 player, 1 banker. Next hand, first card for player, first card for banker, second card for player, second card for banker. I have a 3 and a 6. It depends on what the third card is for player. I know if I need to get a third card for banker. So I have an 8. An 8, it makes it player 1. And because I have an 8, I don't hit this banker. I only hit banker with 6 if I get a 6 or 7. So I have a 6 on banker. So that was a banker hand. Um, I'm going back to this area. I'm going to do a split on my spreadsheet so I have those titles and I have access to this information on top. So we have access to that. 13 hands, 6 bankers, 7 players. I want that as my headers under the spreadsheet or the titles. Next hand, first card for player, first card for banker, second card for player, second card for banker. I have a 0 and a 5. So I need to hit player. I have a 1. If I have a 5, I only hit a 5 for the third card if I get a 4 to 7 because I got a 1, so I don't hit banker with a 5. So I have 1 for player and 5 for banker. Next hand. First card for player, first card for banker, second card for player, second card for banker. I have a 6 and a natural 9. 6 for player, natural 9 for banker. So I have 4 bankers in a row. And you see here every 4. 1 here, 2, 3, 4. Those are my 4 last bankers that I have. Next hand. Card for player, first card for banker, first second card for player, second card for banker. I have a 7, 7 on the stands on the player side, and I have 4 on the banker side. I need to get a third card for the banker. The third card is an 8 that reduces. 9 plus 5, that's 14, plus 8, 22, that makes it a 2. So I have a 7 on the banker side, excuse me, on the player side, and I have a 2. 9, 14, 8, 22. That's a 2 for banker. Next hand. First card for player, first card for banker, second card for player, second card for banker. I have a natural 9 and a natural 9. Two natural 9s, one for player, one for banker. That makes it a tie. This is the first tie of the game of the shoe. You see here, player plus blue, banker red, and the tie is yellow. And here you can see here that also yellow on that hand. So next hand. First card for player, first card for banker, second card for player, second card for banker. This is a 3 and a 6. It depends on what I get on the third card for player that I know if I need to hit 6 or not. And I have a 2. So I have 5 and six. I only hit six if I get six or seven. So no more cards for bankers. So five player and six banker. That was a banker hand. My next hand. First card for player, first card for banker, second card for player, second hand for banker. I have one and five. I need to hit this one and I will know if I need to hit that five or not. I have a six. I have seven total for player and banker. I have five. Because I have five, I need to get a third card. If I get anything from four to seven, because I get a six, yes, I need to get a third card for banker. And the third card is a seven. That makes it a two. So seven player and two banker. Next hand. First card for player, first card for banker, second card for player, second card for banker. I have a nine on the player side, that's a natural nine, and it's seven on the banker side, that was a player hand. And now we have a total of 20 hands, nine bankers, 10 players, one tie. And if you look at here, the every five, this is what it is developing in the every five, or every four, every three, every two, and we will see more going down there. Okay, next hand. First card for player, first card for banker, second card for player, second card for banker. I have five that I need to hit, and I will need to get a third card for banker as well. I get a zero, and I need a third card for banker since it's only one, and I have a zero as well. So five, five player, one banker. So in later games or later shows that I play, I won't explain as much on how I deal the cards here, since probably people already know the strategies. This is my first video, so I'm trying to be more detail oriented. If I'm missing something, I will be adding more things later. I have next hand is I have a natural nine for player and a zero for banker. I don't hit because it's a natural nine. Natural nine, natural eight, natural nine. No more cards are drawn. Okay, next hand. First card for player, first card for banker, second card for player, second hand for banker. I have a 10 and a 2, or a 0 and 2. I need to get third card for both of them. I got another 2, and I have a 7 that makes it a 9. So I have 2 player, 9 banker. That's a banker, as you see how it fills the information. It is a banker hand, 23 hands, 10 bankers, 12 players, and you see here the last hand. If you look at every five, how the row three goes has been following, and also row number one is going player, 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 three players in a row, and here five bankers in a row. So those are the patterns that we try to find when you are writing the game. Sometimes people want to do every four, every five, every different numbers that you can choose. So it's up to you which strategy you use. Some people write it down two different ways and see patterns that way. Unfortunately, we cannot use a computer when we go to the casino, but you still can create your own strategies and go and play them there. I have the third card for player. I have a seven, and I have a seven here. Seven doesn't draw any more cards, so I have a tie here. It says seven player and seven banker. That's a tie. You see here second tie, 24 hands, 10 bankers, 12 players, 2 ties, and you see the tie here. Has been recorded as well every 5, and you look at here every 6. Also, you see the tie that it gets recorded. So, next hand, first card for player, first card for banker, second card for player, second card for banker. I have a 3 and a 3. I need to get a third card on player, and it depends on the third card. I know if I need to get a third card for banker. I have a 0. The only time that I don't get a third card on 3 banker 3 is if I get an 8. So I need to get a third card here. The third card is a 1. So 3, 4. 3 player, 4 banker. Um, you see how it gets recorded here as well automatically. I don't have to do it manually. Next hand. First card for player, first card for banker, second card for player, second card for banker. I have a 5 and a 0. I will hit the third card here and the third card on the banker side as well. I have a 0, it remains on 5, and I have a 4 on the banker side. So 5 player, 4 banker. Pick up the cards, put it on the right side here, in the discarder tray. I have a 4 for player, 4 for banker, second card for player, second card for banker. I have 4 and 4, so I need to get a third card for player. I get a 6. And because I have a 4 here, anything that I get on the third card from 2 to 7, I need to get a third card here. So the third card for banker is a 1. So 0, player, 5, banker. So I pick up the cards. Next hand, first card for player, first card for banker, second card for player, second card for banker, and it's a natural 8. So I have 0 for player and natural 8 banker. I don't keep track of anything that you can do as side bets. I don't do pairs. I don't do super sixes or tie. Well, the ties they get recorded. Some I don't usually don't when I'm creating my own strategies. I don't use the tie uh, in this in the spreadsheet. I remove them later. But for your information, you can use them. If you like to use ties as part of this spreadsheet, you can do that. If not, you can create your own strategies. You know that. So the next hand, first card for player, first card for banker, second card for player, second card for banker. I have 7 on the banker side. This is banker always stands with 7. No more cards here. And 1, I need to get a third card for player. I have a 9. So I have a 0 here. 1 plus 9, that's 10, that's 0. And 7 on the banker side. 0, 7. Um, that's 3 banks in a row. I'm curious about every 5. You see every 5, this row is continue with the banker, 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 banker. That's a good thing. If you're following that strategy, you always hit the banker on the third row. You're making some money there. But it's up to you which strategy you are using. Next hand. Um, First card for player, first card for banker, second card for player, second card for banker. I have the player 8, that's a natural 8, no more cards are dealt, and a 7 on the banker side. That's a player hand. We go to the next hand. First card for player, first card for banker, second card for player, second card for banker. I have a 2 and 3. The third card for player is a 3, so 2 plus 3 is 5, and and I need to hit these three. The only card that I don't. Okay, this is the second part of the video. The first one was cut off. I got the first 30 minutes, and then this is the second part. We will continue. We have 30 hands so far, 14 bankers, 14 players, two ties. I have a five on the player side, and I have eight on the banker side. Five, eight. Another banker. So we continue. First card for player, first card for banker, second card for player, second card for banker. You have a seven on player side, seven on stand. The third card for banker is a zero, so seven, three. That's a player hand. Next hand, first card for player, first card for banker, second card for player, second hand for banker. That's a one and a three. First, the third card for player is a zero. That makes it a one. And banker, I have a three. I need to hit this three. So I have a zero. So it remains on three. One, three. Next hand. First card for player. First card for banker. Second card for player. Second card for banker. I have a natural nine on the banker side. Zero. Natural nine. My next hand is player, banker, player, banker. I have a three and a three. I need to get a third card for player. I have a six, and I need to get a third card on the banker. I only don't get a third card if I get an eight, but I get a six, so I need to get a third card on banker, and I have a six. I have a three. Three plus three is six. So here 5 plus 8, 13 plus 6, 19. That is a 9. And 6 on the banker side. Next hand is next hand. First card for player, first card for banker, second card for player, second card for banker. I have a 4 and a 7. I need to get this third card, and I don't hit a 7 on the banker side. So I have a 0 on the player side and a 7 on the banker side. Next hand, first card for player, first card for banker, second card for player, second card for banker. It's a 3 and a 2, 3 plus 8. That is a 1 for player. And I need to get the third card for banker since I only have a 2. The third card for banker is a 5. That makes it a 7. So this is a banker hand. 8 plus 7, 15 plus 6, 21. That's a 1 versus a 7 for the banker side. Next hand. First card for player, first card for banker, second card for player, second card for banker. That's a 4 and a 2. 4, I get it. The third card is a 4 and a 2. I always hit the third card. I always hit the third card for banker with a 0 to 2. So the third card is a 9. That makes it a 1. So 8 player, 1 banker. That was the banker hand. Look at the cards. Put them on this discard tray. First card for player, first card for banker, second card for player, second card for banker. That's a natural eight for banker. That's a two for player, natural eight for banker. Next hand, I have a player, banker, player, banker. I have a five and a four. I need to hit five on the player side, and I got another five. That's a zero. Zero for player and banker. I have four. And I have four. I need to get the third card for banker if I get two through seven. Because I got a five, I need to get a third card for banker. And I got a one. So I have a zero and I have a five on the banker side. Okay, next hand. First card for player, first card for banker, second card for player, second card for banker. I have a seven on the stand and five. I need to get a third card for banker, and I got an eight that it reduces to three. So seven player, three banker. Next hand, I have a player, banker, player, banker. I have a seven and a four, seven and a stands, four. I need to get a third card for banker. I have a zero. So seven, four, seven for player, four for banker. Next hand, player, banker, player, banker. I have a three and a two. Three, I need to get the third card for both of them. I have another three, so that's a total of six for player. And two, I need to get a third card here, and I have another four. So this one is a 6-6. That's another tie. You look at the top here, 43 hand, 21 bankers, 19 players, and three dice. And also you see here that you get a tie here on the FD8. Next hand is card for player, card for banker, card for player, card for banker. I have a natural 8 and 3. And I'm going to make sure that I'm recording right now. Yes, it's recording well. So we continue. 8, 3. Next hand. Card for player, card for banker, card for player, card for banker. I have 1 and 4. I need to get the third card for player, and I got a 0. And when I have a 4, I don't hit if I get a 0. So it's one player, 4 banker. That was a banker hand. First card for player, first card for banker, second card for player, second card for banker. I have a natural 8 on the banker side, so 3 player, natural 8 banker. The next hand, a card for player, card for banker, card for player, card for banker. I have a 2 and a 5. I need to get a third card for player, and I have a 4. And I have 9 plus 3, 12 plus 4, 16. That's a 6 on the back on the player side, and I have 5. If I have a 5, I hit if I get a 4, 2, 7. So I need to get a third card for this 5, and the third card is an 8. That reduces the 5. 5 plus 8 is 13. That's a 3. Um, so next hand, I have first card for player, first card for banker, second card for player, second card for banker. I have a seven and a stance on player, and I need a third card for the banker, and I have a two for a total of five. So seven banker, five player. Okay, first card for player, first card for banker, first card for player, first card for banker. That's a natural A for banker. So zero player, natural A for banker. I told you I don't keep track of natural eights or nines. I just enter the numbers. I'm more interested to know if it's a banker or player or a tie. Second card for player, second card for banker. I have a zero and a three. I need to get a third card for player. I have a total of six for player, and because I have a three, I need to get a third card for banker, and the third card is a zero. So zero, 6-0. Next hand, card for player, card for banker, card for player, card for banker. I have a natural nine for player. Natural nine, three banker. Natural nine for player, three banker. Next hand, um, first card for player, first card for banker, second card for player, second card for banker. That's a natural nine for banker. Excuse me, for player, and a zero for banker. We see that we have three players in a row. Next hand, I have first card for player, first card for banker, second card for player, second card for banker. I have a zero and a one. So I need to get a third card for both of them. I have a zero. It remains zero for the player. And banker gets the third card, and the third card is a zero, so it remains one. So 0, 1. Next hand, I have first card for player, first card for banker, second card for player, second card for banker. I have a 7 and a 5. The 5, this 7 stays stands, and the 5 gets the third card. I have an 8 that reduces. So 7 for player and 3 for banker. 7, 8 plus 15 plus 8, 23. 23 is a 3. Next hand, player, banker, player, banker. I have a 6 on a stand and a 1. I need to get a third card for the banker. I have a 0. So 6 player, 1 banker. We have 55 hands so far, 25 bankers, 27 players, 3 ties. So next hand, player, banker, player, banker. I have a national 9 for player, 9 player and 2 banker. Next hand, first card for player, first card for banker, second card for player, second card for banker. This is a 6 on a stand, and I need to get a third card for banker, and I have a 4. So 6 player, 8 banker. That was a banker hand. First card for player, first card for banker, second card for player, second card for banker. I have a natural 9 for player and a 7 for banker. Next hand, I have the first card for player, first card for banker, second card for player, second card for banker. That's a 5 and a 7. I need to get a third card for player, no more card for banker. I have a 7 and a 7. 2, 6, 7, and 7 banker. So that is a tie. We have 4 ties. 59 hands, 26 bankers, 29 players, 4 ties, and you see the tie that I got recorded here. This is every 9. This is the way that it goes, that it's going. First card for player, first card for banker, second card for player, second card for banker. I have a 5 and a 2. I need to get a third card for both of them. I have one more here, that's a 6 for the player, and banker gets the third card, and he got a 0, so it remains in 2. Next hand. First card for player, first card for banker, second card for player, second card for banker. I have a 0 and a 1. 0, I got another 0, so it remains in 0. And I have 1 here for play for banker, so the third card is a 3. It goes, excuse me, 7 plus 4 is 1 plus 3 is a 4. 4 for banker. Next hand, first card for player, first card for banker, second card for player, second card for banker. I have an 8 and a 7. 8 player, 7 banker. Next hand, first card for player, first card for banker, second card for player, second card for banker. I have a 7 on banker and it stands, and I need to get a third card for the player. I have the 2, that makes it a 6. 6 player, 7 banker. Next hand, first card for player, first card for banker, second card for player, second card for banker. The third card for player is a 0, so it keeps the 3, and with the 0 I don't hit the 6. So the 6, it remains 6. As we see, we have 64 hands so far, 29 bankers, 31 players, and 4 ties. Next, player, banker, player, banker. That's a natural A for banker. So 4 player, 8 banker. We have 3 bankers in a row. Next hand, first card for player, first card for banker, second card for player, second card for banker. That's a natural A for player, but I have a natural 9 for banker. Natural A player, natural 9 banker, that's a banker hand. Here we see we have 4 banks in a row. Next hand, player, banker, player, banker. Next, third card for both of them. The third card for the player is a 1, that's a total of 6, and the third card for banker is a 0, he keeps the 0. So 6 player, 0 banker. Next hand. And 8 for player, 4 for banker, second card for player is a 4, that makes it a 2 and a 4. I need to get a third card for player. I have a 9, and it reduces the 2 to 1. And I have a 4 on the banker side. And if I get a 9, I stand. So no more card for banker, and it keeps a 4. So that was the banker. Next hand, I have a 3 for player, 6 for banker, second card for player is a 1 for the total of 4, and the third card for, or the second card for banker is a 10. It depends on the third card of the player if I hit the 6 or not. 4, and I have a 9 that reduces to 3. And the banker keeps the 6. I don't hit the 6. I only hit the 6 with the 6 or 7. I got a 9, so I don't hit. Next hand, I have first card for player, first card for banker, second card for player, second card for banker. I have a natural A for banker. So I have a 2 for player, natural A for banker. Um, First card for player, first card for banker, second card for player, second card for banker. I have a 7 on the stand and a 1 on the banker side. The third card for banker is 0, so I have a 7. Actually, yeah, I have a 1 on the banker side, 1, and the third card was a 0. So, next hand, first card for player, first card for banker, second card for player, second card for banker. I have a 0 and a 5. I need to hit this 0. I get a 0 and a 5. I don't hit when I get a 0. 5 anchor, I don't hit it if I get a 0. So the total was 0 player. Banker, I have a 5. And if you look at here, player was dominating most of the shoe, was ahead most of the shoe, and banker, it went up to 35, player 33, still 4 ties. That's in 72 hands. Um, Next hand, the first card for player, first card for banker, second card for player, second card for banker. I have a 6 for player and a natural 8 for banker. Um, First card for player, first card for banker, second card for player, second card for banker. I need a third card for player. I have a 9. The third card for player is a 9, that makes it a 0. And the 4, I don't hit the four banker 4 if I get a. Okay, continue with the game. I have to make a quick stop. I have to make a correction. For the last hand, we have a 0 on the player side and 4 on the banker side. We go back here to the spreadsheet. So 0, 4. It's almost over for this shoe. Right now we are playing hand number 75. First card for player, first card for banker, second card for player, second card for banker. We need a third card for both of them. I have a 8 for player and a 0 for banker. So 8 player, 0 banker. Okay, first card for player, first card for banker, national 9 for player, and a 5. Player, national 9, and 5 banker. Next hand is first card for player, first card for banker, first card for player, excuse me, second card for player, second card for banker. I have a 6 and a stands, and I need one more card for a banker. I have the cut card here. I need to this hand plus one more. The third card for banker is a 0. So I have 6 for player and 0 for banker, and we're going to play the last hand of the shoe. We have first card for player, first card for banker, second card for player, second card for banker, and I have a natural 8 player, 8 natural 8, and banker 2. You look at here, we have 78 hands total, 37 bankers, 37 players, and ties 4. This is very common that a shoe ends even or almost even. The different it's very common. 37, 37, 4, or a few hands, but it's almost even. four ties, and we look at the different scorecards that I have automatically filled here. We have like 11, every 11. You see if there are any patterns here. Here was this pattern here that was interrupted by this player. Banker in the first row here. That's every 11. With every 10, I have a pattern here of player with several players. Here, this row 3, it has a banker and a tie in between that broke these consecutive bankers, and I see here players. Every 9, I see here some patterns, 3 in a row. Here, 5 with this interaction here for player. Every 8, you see here some patterns like the for row number 5. You see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in a row. And here also 2 plus 4, 6 in a row with one interruption here. Every 7, you see here some patterns here, not many. Every 6, you see some patterns here like row number 3, interrupted here by this player. Every 5, the one that I was looking at, it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It doesn't matter what type of system you use, the same as if you are using uh, following the player, following the winner, following the player, following the banker, or follow the winner, or the chop chop. It's always you're gonna see some patterns, some things that you can follow or not follow. I see 1 through 4 on this one. I see a long pattern here. They started with 4 bankers, 1 player, and then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 more bankers. So 8 bankers plus 4 is 12, interrupted by 1 player. I see here 1, 2, 3. Now we are. I'm looking at these ways that you can keep track of those games. This is not the way that I play. This is the way that I show you how you can keep track. I have a different way that I found that was for me more interesting on how to play the game. So um, very interesting. You can create your own strategies. You will be able to observe and see things that others don't see. Not necessarily because the casino is trying to show you how you should see the game. That's why we create the strategies, everyone. And my strategy may not work for you. So it's also the factor of luck. My luck may not be the same as yours, or yours is not going to be the same as mine. But the good thing is that we have the different options. Do you want to follow one of these? Do you want to use this data to see if your current strategies work, how often they work, if it works 50% of the times, 80% of the times, 100% of the times. My goal is to have probably between 80 to 200 games recorded and with the data in a PDF file. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to upload the spreadsheet, probably not, because I still want to keep formulas. These formulas, I have created the formulas, and there are some more formulas that I have created that I use to verify my games and my strategies. So I'm not sure if I'm going to reveal all of that because I want you to come and see my videos. I want to monetize my videos and see other ways that you can support my videos. So right now I'm gonna end this video right now. I hope that this information is useful for you, that you find it entertainment, and that you can use the data, that you can accumulate data and create those strategies to see if we all together can make some money when we go to the casinos. Um, Again, I win, I lose. I'm a regular person. I have a regular job. I do this on the side. I'm going to be on for the next 2 to 3 weeks because I have surgery that I cannot work for a few more weeks. So that's why I'm sharing this information with you. I hope you like it. If you like it, give it a thumbs up to this video. Share your video, your personal social media, um, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you and have a great day.